So I'm getting attacked for having cancer and having a GoFundMe now. That's what. And he put that picture on. So now I'm getting attacked for having a GoFundMe, and they're accusing me of faking it.
Good morning, Vietnam. What's up, Devil Family? I go by many names, but you can call me Kerri Eagle Eye McDaniels. I'm the devil you know, and can't get enough of. Ooh. Or at least I would be if I uploaded more than once every century. I moved recently, so there's a lot of shit to adjust to. Luckily, I know some good people, right, Shayla?
I'm making her do this because she owes me rent.
I'm unaware of this rent concept you speak of.
Do you want me to beat the money out of you? Because I will.
She's not kidding. Help me. Oh, just kidding. She loves me, right, Shay?
Of course, it's difficult sometimes, but you're fun to have around.
Damn right. So, I was sitting around wondering what the hell I was going to do with this YouTube channel because I really didn't know. It would feel awkward just coming back out of nowhere. But then I watched some of my old videos about Mecharandom again, and man, it was a trip down memory lane. I started to grow curious as to how Mecharandom is doing nowadays. It has been a long time. The answer might shock you. Mecharandom ain't doing too great. For my last video, she was sitting around 62k subs, and now she's 55k. That's a sharp drop out of nowhere. How did that happen? We'll get to that soon enough. There are more, pressing issues right now. For instance, the title. I'm sure you clicked because you saw Mecharandom and cancer. Yeah, so it seems like Mecha maybe, probably, most likely has cancer. Well, why do I say might? I say might have cancer mostly because I just flat out don't know. This was a very recent saga of the Mecharandom extended universe that started with a video in January of this year. In this video, Mecha basically tells the whole internet that she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Well, that's not funny. That's not funny at all. Oh boy. Okay, so if she said she did, what's the maybe for then? Am I gonna seriously suggest that Mecharandom is faking cancer? No. I'm not gonna try to argue this cancer thing is fake. Mecharandom does a lot of dumb shit, but faking cancer, good lord, I don't think she would ever do that. Like, you already saw Boogie2988 do this shit, and that is not something you want to replicate. And plus, out of all the research I've done, I have no reason to think that she's lying or faking it. However, there are lots of things that don't make sense, as you'll soon see. May I direct your attention to Exhibit A? Mecharandom uploaded this video alongside the video of her announcement of cancer. This video is interesting, as you'll see.
And this is why I didn't want a GoFundMe right away, because I figured I would just get attacked and trolled. And God, I wish I was faking it. Yeah. So they're going Team Cancer on one of them. Oh, there's more. They're saying I'm scamming people for money. Thinking I don't. You know what? If you can see this whole stack, no, I'm not going to zoom in. That is blood work, mobile phlebotomy, appointments from referrals from UNLV, referrals from the cancer centers. That's what. And he put that picture on. So now I'm getting attacked for having a GoFundMe, and they're accusing me of faking it.
Now, This is unfortunately typical behavior from Mecha. In case you're not aware, this isn't the only time Mecha has had flat-out mental breakdowns on camera. One of my most viewed videos on my channel is of Mecharandom having a meltdown over like Brie Larson or some shit like that. Check out that video if you haven't already. Whether or not she really has cancer is immaterial when you're examining a video like this. All I can think of when I watch this is, why the hell would you make this video in the first place? If I learned anything about Mecha over the years, it's that she's really bad at making herself look good. In other words, she does a lot of dumb shit that doesn't make any sense and doesn't reflect well on her as a person. The worst thing you could ever do to internet trolls is personally let them know that what they're doing upsets you. That's the whole point of trolling. It's to make you upset. Mecha didn't learn this when she said the shit about Zack Snyder's daughter. She didn't learn this when people were laughing at her for making 187 videos on Brie Larson, and she certainly never learned it here.
I don't know what to do. Do I just power through it and just take the abuse, or it's like I'm gonna lose my hair. And they're just gonna clip this and use it against me too, so you can't even be weak or vulnerable or anything. And like, I don't get it. Alright, so I guess that's my video. I'm getting attacked by the Snyder people.
I'm hoping you paid attention to the last line at the end. She implied Snyder fans had something to do with this. I mean, the fuck? Why are you trying to blame this on people who don't like your opinions on Zack Snyder? I'm sorry. That's such terminally online behavior that is, unfortunately, very common for Mecharandom. Sorry to be the one to tell you this, Mecha, but there's a lot of people who don't like you. A lot of it is your own fault. You've said some incredibly inflammatory things and never apologize for them. The Zack Snyder's daughter thing, the suicide thing, you might remember that story. That's the main one. I still never heard you apologize for that one. And that was one of the grossest things I've ever heard. A lot of people hate you, and no, I'm not surprised they think you're lying. I'm willing to bet it's because they don't like you and want to fuck with you. Obviously, I should point out that I don't hate Mecharandom42. I think she's just fun to make fun of. I would personally never say any kind of disgusting shit to her, and I don't believe anybody else should either, because, you know, just being nasty is not cool. I don't care how bad the person is. And now that we got that out of the way, may I direct your attention to Exhibit B. She made a GoFundMe for the cancer-related thing. Why don't we check that out, shall we? Interesting. She's made about $13,000 and got donations as recently as 3 days ago from recording. Now, I'm not knocking her for having a GoFundMe. If you're American, you know how fucked up the healthcare system in this country is. The number one reason people go bankrupt in this country is because of medical debt. Sounds insane if you live in any other country, but it's true. The GoFundMe isn't the problem per se, but there are some weird things about it, like the title. Help Mecharandom42 with expenses. Okay, I know what she's talking about, but medical expenses might have been, more compelling. Interestingly, this page was not made by Mecharandom, but instead it was made by this Rob with 2 B's guy. That's kind of odd. Why isn't Mecha the one making this? I don't know. Well, here's the guy who made it. Let's look at his profile. This profile is private. Oh, well, shit. That doesn't exactly instill a lot of confidence in me. Am I the only one who thinks something shady is going on here? Again, I have no proof, okay? I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but I'm just pointing out that something is off here. Things only get worse when you get to Exhibit C. If you search for cancer on Mecharandom's channel, you'll get the 2 videos I already showed you, and some live streams about it where Mecha seems upbeat about the whole thing. remarkably so. That isn't the weird part. That's not the weird part. The thing I find weird is that the fact that she's even sharing this with the internet at all is just weird. I guess when you make a GoFundMe, you have to, you're obligated to talk about this. But the point I'm trying to make here is, why did anyone have to know about this in the first place? Maybe it's just me. But if I got cancer, the last thing I would consider is sharing that with a bunch of strangers over the internet. Believe me, I love all my subscribers. You guys are cool. But there are a lot of personal things I don't share with you. A disease I have is a little too personal of a thing to share. Sorry if I've been senselessly rambling, but something in the pit of my stomach just doesn't feel right. Mecha is... What's hard about this is that Mecha is very likely telling the truth, but there's a lot of just, alarming things about it. I personally don't recommend giving her money, because there's just a lot of things that are fishy to me. At the end of the day, you can give her money. I don't care what you do with your money. That's not my problem. But I'm just saying that I, personally, don't recommend that. I feel bad for her on a human being level. Cancer is a terrible thing that nobody deserves to have. I don't care how bad of a person. I would never wish cancer on anyone. And I guess that's a good note to leave on because, well, this topic started to get a bit depressing. Cancer isn't funny, no matter who it affects. How about we talk about something actually funny? Okay, like Mecharandom making an ass of herself. There we go. She's done a lot of that, and it's pretty funny. Remember how earlier I told you that she lost a load of subscribers out of nowhere? Well, I did some digging and figured out that the massive loss of subs came from a video she made in July of 2023. It was her take on the movie called The Sound of Freedom. You might remember this movie if you're well-versed in culture war bullshit like I am. But before we get into that, I'll let you observe Mecha at her finest?
So I haven't even reviewed The Sound of Freedom yet. Was my chat saying we're live talking about this? I haven't even reviewed it yet. I talked about it during the live stream. A couple of times we talked about it in live streams, and I also read my comments. Now I'm hearing people telling people lying and defaming me, lying about me, claiming I reviewed this. So here's where I will start to review this. How do you review a movie that is not designed to be a film that is designed to entertain you? Well, I like movies. Personally, I tend to review movies for me and for you based on first factor. Is it entertaining? 2, who is this for? Will the target audience be entertained by it? 3, 4, we're on 4. We're on number 4. Is this worth your time and money? Is this a good, valuable use of your time? Right? That's how I review these movies. I say, should you see them in the theater? Should you wait? Maybe, is this something that's so important you're going to need to drop everything? And, the people who are mad at me, for not even having reviewed this yet, are going to be mad at me now for what I'm about to say in my review. Should I do the thing? Did we already do the thing? Oh, I think we already did the NPR bumper.
Whoopsie.
I think we did. Tell me, did I do the NPR bumper already? I think I did. I might have. The Sound of Freedom movie is, first off, you cannot treat this like a movie. And I've said that countless times. You cannot treat this like a movie. This is one of those productions that are designed as an emotional tool to make the viewer cry about the content in the film, whether it be a video of PETA, with those animals that you see that they're trying to convince you to be a vegan, or, those type. That is exactly what this is designed to do.
Yeah, for those of you not familiar with Mecha, yes, all of her videos are like this. And yes, this is sped up. This is not even normal speed. Yeah. I found this video pretty, interesting, to say the least, because it's the one time where Mecha actually went against the fray and bashed this movie. Mecharandom, just for a quick refresher, Mecharandom42 is an anti-woke lolcow who makes several videos a day on cultural war related topics, and at the time, The Sound of Freedom was being glazed to hell and back by the anti-woke community. Not a single one of them had anything negative to say, and they were hyping this movie as like the most important movie ever made. The woke Hollywood elite don't want you to know about this movie because it has such an important message. They're suppressing this movie, blah blah blah. You know, dumb shit like that. The whole culture war discourse around this movie was such fucking brain rot. So you mean to tell me the Hollywood elite, the quote-unquote Hollywood elite, don't want you to know that this movie exists because it has a message that can be summarized as child trafficking is bad? Whoa, what a profound message. What a new take on the subject matter I've never heard before. It's even dumber that these terminally online anti-wokers were seriously trying to say this movie was being suppressed. This movie that made hundreds of millions of dollars at the box office and was talked about for weeks, months until it came out, is somehow being suppressed. By who, Jesus? When you tell the internet to do something, they will do the opposite just to spite you. This movie was inescapable, and everyone had an opinion on it before they ever saw a single frame of it. I actually saw this movie, and let me tell you, it did not live up to the hype. It was a decent movie, don't get me wrong. It was a decent movie, it was based on a true story, the lead guy was pretty good, and the basic plot was that he's trying to rescue his kid from human traffickers. It was a decently well-made action thriller that was massively overhyped by the culture warriors that infest the internet. Anyway, back to Mecha. She did what she normally does and made an obviously rage-bait thumbnail, and people did not like this one. Oh, not at all. Oh boy, that's a spicy like-to-dislike ratio right there. That's a spicy meatball. The only reason this video is noteworthy is because Mecha decided to have a different opinion from the herd, but she forgot that in this free-thinking community, you're not allowed to have a different opinion. I mean, the anti-wokers, they're all about freedom of speech. But you're also supposed to agree with them on everything, or else you're a cultural Marxist, woke mind virus, Trump derangement syndrome, something Venezuela, woke moralist. It might sound like I'm defending Mecha here, and I guess I am in a way. The only problem is, how do I put this? Mecha is a rambling moron who can't sound intelligent to save her life, so I defended her with the understanding that she sounds like a moron. As if you not reviewing is somehow a defense for some of the dumb things you say. Most of the things she complained about involved the marketing being manipulative, which isn't an uncommon opinion, but personally, I don't care about the marketing as long as the movie is good. It has to be a massive false advertisement or just awful in general for me to hate a movie solely because of the marketing. The title of the video was probably the main reason for the massive negative reaction. It literally says, "Don't watch Sound of Freedom for any reason," or something like that. This title was just dumb because, as mentioned before, when you tell the internet not to do something, they will do exactly that. I don't know what she was thinking with that title. Speaking of more questionable decisions, Mecha made a follow-up to the Sound of Freedom video. She got an ungodly amount of hate for that first one. It was so bad she felt the need to address it here.
The problem we have with this review is now I'm getting bullied for reviewing a movie where in the first 2 minutes you see a father literally letting his kid go overnight with strangers, and he's not, and he doesn't have the sense to say, "Nuh-uh, over my dead body." I am Mecha. Please subscribe to this channel if you want somebody who's going to stand up to this stuff, because I stand up to the struggle sessions, the mobs, the crazy. And this is a bunch of crazy. We're getting a lot of slams with people who have never watched my content before, names I've never seen before, people who have literally been programmed and manufactured to be mad that I call out this movie for what it is. It's hurting its case for what it's trying to do by making it such a failure on every part. It is not entertaining. It is preachy. It is only designed to pull at this emotional heartstring. And it's like this emotional extortion thing, but for me, I cannot overlook the first 2 minutes. And I have people comment, well, clearly you condone this. How is saying don't leave your kid condoning anything? I don't care. I mean, we were having this conversation in the chat. People are saying, well, I told you how you solve it by taking big kids from their parents to add them to the foster care system that's already overcrowded. I don't like that solution. I don't think that's a very good solution. I don't think that's really relevant, and I think that people are still missing the point that I have to treat this as a piece of film and cinema and art.
For as much as I think Mecha is a rambling dipshit, I have to begrudgingly respect her ability to get a shit ton of backlash and not back down. If her opinions weren't poorly thought out drivel, I'd say this is a big positive for her. But unfortunately, Mecha's takes are so brain dead I can't even ironically appreciate them. Whether or not you agree with what she says or not, I think everybody will agree that she just sounds like an idiot. You can't get around it. If I'm being real, I don't think she even saw this movie. I only say that because this isn't the first time she's reviewed a movie without seeing it. Remember Black Panther? Yeah, she saw it. She didn't actually watch that movie. She watched a review of the movie. Yeah, I'm just saying she's done this before. Those were the most interesting things Mecha has been up to. Everything else is just the same boring culture war nonsense that's really just fucking boring and tedious. Mecha's content is so predictable and hackneyed that there's very little to make fun of. That's probably why her views are in the toilet, because nobody else wants to watch this crap, and I don't blame them. However, I did find one video that I thought was funny and worth tossing a few jokes at. You know, one last treat for you this Halloween.
Kerri, it's January.
Really? You gotta be kidding me. Oh shit. Well, happy late Halloween, all my devilish friends. You can tell when I wrote this video. It's been that long. I hope you guys had a good holiday. Anyway. So I was just walking down the street in my 6'4", minding my own beeswax, when all of a sudden, I spotted a wild Mecharandom42 reacting to the GTA 6 trailer. You know, the game of the century that was recently delayed. Again. Well, I thought Mecha's reaction to it was hilarious for all the wrong reasons. Trust me, it's gold.
You're gonna make me wait a whole year too, just to be disappointed. Just to be disappointed that I have to play as a female protagonist again, right? All right. Okay, stuff I like, stuff I don't like. There's a lot of stuff I like about it. There's a lot of stuff I don't like. I love being reminded of the 1980s every chance we get. I hate being reminded of present day every chance we get.
God. Oh, God. These anti-wokers are so fucking funny, man. They go on for hours and hours and hours talking about how not racist and not misogynist they are, only to then lambast a game because it has too many minorities. Is that not what I just witnessed here? Mecha specifically points to the female main character and says, I hate these modern gaming trends. I mean, you guys really do yourself no favors. How could someone watch this clip and not conclude that you have some kind of psychological bias against women? Some might say I'm being too harsh. Well, if Mecha's hatred of women wasn't entirely obvious, here's another clip that kind of proves my argument.
What do you guys think? Are you looking forward to this? I think this is actually going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm like more excited than not. I have just had it up to here with modern day todayism and presentism and present day, modern day, womenism, feminism, gang culture, street culture.
In my opinion, if you talk about being nasty to police in your song, you should go to jail for life.
Excuse me, what? What the fuck is womanism? Let me tell you, I've listened to brain rot anti-woke content for an embarrassingly long time, and never once have I heard this term said by anyone. What the fuck is that? Womanism? Funny enough, I did look it up, and I guess it is a real thing. But if Gemini is to be believed, womanism is a term coined to express the appearance of black women and people of color. I mean, last time I checked, Lucia is not black. But either way, I'm kind of missing the point here. Really think about what Mecha is saying. She's like, this womanism, this is just bad, this modernism, woman thing bad. And points specifically to the main character. I'd like everyone to do some critical thinking here. What do you think her opinions of women are? Remember, she's saying this in context of a female main character in a video game that we barely have any details on. She doesn't know the story, she doesn't know what happens, she barely knows anything about her personality. Does this strike you as somebody with reasonable opinions on women? Just in case it isn't crystal clear, you could watch other videos made by Mecha where this attitude is very prevalent. I would show you more clips, but I mean, I don't want to beat it into the ground any more than I already have. I will tell you that this is far from the only time she has had a disparaging tone towards females. And that's what Mecha has been up to. She still uploads a shitload, and the quality is about the same as you've witnessed already. Those were the only videos I could find that were actually interesting to talk about, so I hope you enjoyed that. If you're still watching, I'd like to let you know that I made a second channel where I might be doing some, actual animation with the platform that you see in my videos, this right here. I spent a lot of time learning 3D animation and 2D texturing, level design, blah blah blah, you get it. If you enjoy, anime in general, there's a good chance you'll be interested. It's a story I've been wanting to tell for a long time, and I'm only now getting it on the paper. I'm not comfortable giving out my second channel just yet because there's no content on it. I was tempted to really make some posts on Kickstarter just to see if I would gain some traction. May not, I don't really have the budget for voice actors, and that's kind of very important. That's what the money would be for if I were to make. But yeah, if you made it this far, I want you to comment something. I want you to comment, "The devil made me do it." I want to know how many Sigma male chads I have in my audience. But anyway, that's about all I got for you. Love you, bye.